The luxurious aroma of vanilla filled the air as Clara polished the grand piano in the music room. Sunlight streamed through the stained glass windows, painting vibrant patterns on the Persian rug beneath her feet. Outside, the manicured gardens of the sprawling mansion whispered secrets to the wind, but within these four walls, there was a secret of her own. A secret that went far beyond the dusty keys of the piano or the faded grandeur of the wallpaper. This mansion had been her sanctuary for the past year, a place where she'd traded her youth and vigor for financial security. She scrubbed the floors, dusted the furniture, and polished the silverware, all while enduring the piercing stares of portraits whose subjects seemed to judge her every move. Her days were spent in the company of ghosts, remnants of laughter echoing in the cavernous halls, whispers of parties gone by, and the phantom scent of fresh flowers lingering in the drawing room. Her employer, Mr. Hawthorne, was a renowned businessman. His name resonated in the financial world like a striking chord on a grand piano, commanding respect and admiration. He was rarely at the mansion. The only evidence of his presence were the faint traces of expensive cologne clinging to the air, and the lingering tension that seemed to permeate the very walls. She was 19 years old when she began working for him, recommended by a friend who found out about the job through her brother. It was a small town, one where news traveled fast and whispers could make or break reputations. And so Clara, with little options and even less experience, was hired on the spot. She started off at $20 a week, a sum that doubled after 3 months. Now a year into the job, she made $80 a week. Not bad for a high school graduate in those days, but it wasn't just about the money. It was also about the opportunity. With her earnings, she was able to enroll in night classes at the local college, studying business administration. She dreamed of becoming an entrepreneur, owning her own bakery, and maybe someday opening a chain of shops across the country. As the weeks turned into months, Clara began to uncover fragments of the story of this house. Through snippets of conversations overheard between the gardeners, the pool boy, and the occasional guest, she pieced together a picture of the man who owned it, Mr. Hawthorne and his family. Hawthorne's wife, Eleanor, was said to be a socialite who hosted legendary parties in this very house. Their daughter, Victoria, was rumored to have eloped with a commoner, bringing shame upon her family. And then there was the son, Julian, who vanished without a trace after selling his inheritance. Each story added another layer to the enigma of the mansion, making it more than just a house. It became a character in itself, whispering tales of a bygone era. And then there were the paintings, especially the portrait of Eleanor. In it, Eleanor Hawthorne stared back with haughty eyes from behind a veil of flowing blonde hair. There was something about the painting that both fascinated and unsettled Clara. It was as if Eleanor's gaze followed her around the room, judging her every move. One rainy afternoon, while rearranging the furniture in the drawing room, Clara stumbled upon a hidden compartment in one of the chairs. Inside, she found a stack of old letters tied together with a faded ribbon. As she began reading the letters, she realized they were addressed to Eleanor Hawthorne. The elegant script spoke of a deep and forbidden love, a love that dared not speak its name. The author of the letters, a man named Julian, poured his heart out to Eleanor, expressing a love that transcended societal boundaries. Clara felt a surge of emotions as she read about the passionate love between the two. It was a stark contrast to the cold, calculating businessman, Mr. Hawthorne, that she occasionally saw at the mansion. Could there be more to him, to this house? As Clara delved deeper into the story, she learned that the couple's forbidden love resulted in a secret marriage. They exchanged vows in a small chapel outside of town, away from the prying eyes of society. The revelation shook Clara to her core. It painted a different picture of Mr. Hawthorne, adding a layer of complexity to the man she had only seen in glimpses. She wondered about the depth of his love for Eleanor, about the sacrifices they might have made for each other. The thought of such a powerful man giving up everything for love was both intriguing and inspiring. Driven by her newfound fascination, Clara continued her search for answers. She explored the mansion's attic, hoping to find more clues about the enigmatic couple. The attic was a treasure trove of memories, filled with old trunks, forgotten furniture, and yellowed photographs. Sifting through the boxes, Clara felt like an archaeologist, unearthing long-lost artifacts. Then, hidden beneath a pile of moth-eaten blankets, she found a diary. Its leather cover was worn, its pages brittle with age. As she opened it, the musty scent of aged paper filled her nostrils. The neat script chronicled Eleanor's life, her joys, her sorrows, her dreams, and her fears. Through Eleanor's diary, Clara got a glimpse into the heart and soul of the woman behind the haughty stare in the portrait. She learned about her passions, her charities, and her unwavering love for her secret husband, Julian. One entry in particular caught Clara's attention. Eleanor wrote about a plan to escape with Julian, to leave behind the suffocating world of high society and live a simple life with her true love. But the entry ended abruptly, leaving Clara with a sense of foreboding. What happened next? Did they manage to escape, or were their dreams crushed? Determined to find out, Clara continued her exploration of the mansion. She examined the garden, shed, and servants' quarters, searching for any sign that could provide more insight into their fate. Then, while cleaning the library, she discovered a hidden passage behind a bookshelf. It led to a small, dusty room. And inside that room, she found an old steamer trunk. With trembling hands, she lifted the heavy trunk. Its contents spilled out, revealing stacks of letters, photographs, and a small leather-bound journal. As Clara sifted through the collection, she felt as if she were uncovering a piece of history. The photographs showed a handsome young man, his face radiating charm and intelligence. Beside him was Eleanor, her eyes sparkling with joy. It was evident that they were deeply in love. The letters were from Eleanor to Julian, each one a testament to their enduring love. They spoke of stolen moments, secret rendezvous, and a shared dream of a life together. But it was the leather-bound journal that truly captivated Clara. It was Julian's journal, and as she began reading his entries, she learned the truth of what happened all those years ago. Julian's journal detailed his undying love for Eleanor and his struggle with his conscience over his upcoming marriage to another. He couldn't bear the thought of betraying Eleanor, and so he made a choice. He decided to vanish, to disappear from the life that was stifling his love for Eleanor. He planned to sell his inheritance and start anew, hoping to one day be reunited with his one true love. But fate had other plans. Julian never saw Eleanor again. He traveled the world, experiencing new cultures and finding solace in his work. Meanwhile, Eleanor, believing Julian had abandoned her, married the man chosen by her family, a wealthy landowner named Theodore Hawthorne. They settled into a loveless marriage, bound by societal expectations and a shared grief for a love that could never be. As Clara read these entries, she felt the surge of empathy for these star-crossed lovers. Their story was a timeless tale of passion and sacrifice, a reminder that love knows no bounds. But sometimes, societal pressures can be too overwhelming to overcome. In the end, Julian returned to his hometown, a broken man. He bought back his ancestral home, now known as Hawthorne Mansion. She understood now why the mansion was filled with echoes of laughter, why the scent of flowers lingered in the drawing room, and why the portraits seemed to whisper stories of the past. This house was not just a building. It was a living, breathing entity that had witnessed generations of love, loss, and longing. As she carefully put away the journals, she knew that she would never forget the tale of Julian and Eleanor. Their story had touched her deeply, and she felt honored to have been the keeper of their memories.